Alright, Guardians, it is Ebontis here, going to run the Nightfall solo for the week of February 7th, and we've got the Dust Palace to face. Modifiers, we've got our Void Burn, which shouldn't be too bad. There's some guys in the middle that could be a little bit rough, but we'll just have to see if there's anybody here who's too terrible. Most of the Cabal is going to be solar, so it shouldn't be too bad. Then we've got Berserk. That one is going to be a little more on the annoying side more than anything. That's pretty much the worst part. Is annoyance, and just the phalanx, their shields, things like that are going to not be dropping down, so you just got to watch out. The guys will be charging you, so be careful. Then we've got Ironclad, more enemies will have shields. The ones that you notice the most, the Psions, are going to have their void shields on. There could be a couple other guys running around, but in general it's the Psions with shields that get to be annoying just because there's a lot of them. And finally, Catapult, though, is going to be nice because of Void Burn. Going to be running Void Grenades, you get them a lot, hopefully going to be able to burn through those shields. As for my build on my Hunter, going to run with him first this morning. Got Night Stalker. Of course, why wouldn't you? And you can kind of choose your option, Vortex Grenade, Void Wall Grenade, whatever you kind of feel is the most that you can control. Honestly, preference is up to you. Void Wall Grenade is always nice because you can get a big area, but sometimes it's hard to point the right direction. Spike Grenade, if you got stuff to throw it against, can be good. Then Vortex Grenade is always just nice to hit the ground and burn an area. So some guys stuck around the corner, especially like some of the Flayers they like to do, it's a good way to get some damage on them. Going to run Black Hole just to get a big group in case anything runs at me. If you want to go Bloodbound, you probably could do that as well. Just got to be a little faster with the damage, but you can spread it over the guys, so that can be beneficial too. Going to, of course, do Envenomed. Not too worried about being invisible on this one, so I'll go for that extra damage from the Toxin. Battle Recovery and Toughness maxed out as usual. Lockdown, Grenade, and Smoked effects lasting twice as long. And then Predator, decrease the Shadow Shot cooldown. Pretty straightforward PvE build. Also got my Graviton Forfeit with the wonderful stats, as I said. But Cryptic Dragon, Devil's Dawn, Truth. Just a sniper that's going to hurt like crazy. Anything Void should work fine. If you got Still Piercer for the Hunter, that'll work pretty well. Of course, going to run Truth just for the option. Now, the other way you can run on this one, and I'll probably do this on a different video, if you have a Titan, especially if you're running solo, go Defender Bubble, and you can have a buttload of fun with the sword. The Dark Drinker sword with that spin is going to vaporize some of these guys, so that's another really, really, really good option, especially if you're a Titan solo. It's a little easier to pull that off with the shield, but you can melt those guys too so quickly. You can get 2 of them down. Third one might be tough as some of the guys come in, but honestly, you could go for 3 and maybe burn them down pretty quick. Either way, shield, you can take 2 of them out pretty fast and then just mess with the rest. But yeah, that sword is going to be a lot of fun. I'll use that on a different run, but starting with Truth for now. So let's go ahead and jump into the Nightfall here, and I'll cut back as soon as I'm loaded in. See you guys on the other side. Alright guys, as soon as you load in, just to get on the move, just jump on your Sparrow and you can save a little bit of time here. Come around this wall. You don't even have to fight these guys as you come in, because again, you are working on that time bonus. Come over here to the left if you can use the wall for a little bit of cover there while that guy's shooting the rockets at you. Keep working your way around. If you want to save a little time, you just jump straight down here, fall down, try and time it right, and you can keep the Sparrow if you can do this right. Save yourself a little time and get around these corners. Now once the respawning gets going, then you can go ahead and jump on in and get to it. We'll get things going here pretty quickly just to get things kicked off right. Make sure you've got your 3 of coins, and also may as well just kick off a heavy synth. I'm not too worried about those. And let's go. Now you'll have to see what spawns in. If there are any enemies around, some will spawn in. If there are no enemies in the room already, just make sure you watch out. Sometimes they're down there. Always a good place to get some ammo. But I'll save that one for now, see if I really need it, and go ahead and kick off the ghost. And once you open the door, now this is one thing I'll notice. Sometimes if I walk in later in the day, if I do a Nightfall run later in the day, sometimes I have different enemies to take care of or a different quantity to deal with. So if you have more enemies that spawn in right here, there's a reason for that. It's not like you're crazy or anything, it's just there's usually more going on. So just watch those guys as they come down around the corner here, and you should be okay. Again, sword would be a really nice way to go this morning, just because some of these guys would go down so quickly, but I'm just going to have some fun. Got some sniper ammo though, so I can drop these guys fairly quickly. Come on. Devil's Dawn still doing its work. And just look for the enemies that spawn through. Again, it's not solar burn or anything, so the guys aren't going to be that lethal. And it's not match game, but it still just is going to make sure you're going to want to make sure you get the right shield type damage. Press on forward, make sure you use those grenades. You got catapult, you may as well enjoy it. And you're going to have a few more guys down below. Again, nothing too crazy going on down there, just watch the phalanx. Their shields are not going to drop, so Joys of Catapult is going to make them just a little quicker and easier to kill. But as you can tell, his shield is not going to drop, so it's just going to be more of a pain in the butt than anything else. Take your time if you want to pop them quick. You can, of course, use your sniper. But if the door opens, you might wait, or you might actually get a second wave of enemies. If that is the case, just be careful. Scions are going to be coming out. They're going to be coming out of the middle as well, so just watch those, and they're going to have some void. They're all solar damage mostly, but they're more going to be along the lines of solar void shields. So you got to make sure and get those shields down as best as possible. However you can find a way to do that, keep throwing those grenades. If you really want a good way to do it, the rockets are going to be a nice effective method. And then what you're really going to be looking for is, of course, the shielded guy, because I don't think I got him. He'll be around. And we get him burning. You can have some fun with the tether, really start that damage going. And then you really just may as well just pop his head off here. How did that not hit him? There. That should finish him off. Grab your ammo just in case. Check. But that is the door opening once those two are down. Now, you're probably going to have more enemies spawn than I do. It's just one of those things. When you run one early in the morning, I seem to have less enemies to deal with. So there's a perk in the Nightfall, but that's just one of those things I noticed. So if you think you have more enemies, you're not crazy. They're probably out there. Now, here's the time when it looks like I've got a Cabal spawn. There can be a Vex spawn in here, where you're going to have Cyclops to deal with. There's going to be a Taken spawn in here. So you've got different options. But grab your sniper rifle. Pop the dudes in the head. If you will just look at me, that would save me a little bit of time here. And then you'll have a pretty standard spawn, but once he's down, shouldn't be quite as terrible. Wait for some of these guys to come down to you. A lot of them are going to be coming from the top. So just start picking them off. Again, just using my Cryptic Dragon. Pretty standard scout rifle. Most of these enemies are going to work their way to you. Looks like we've got some heavy ammo up there. You're also going to have some enemies duking it out. So I've got Vex up there, basically going to town with the Cabal. And normally I've got some enemies on this level here, so be careful. You're likely going to have some enemies down in this area and things like that. So again, just a weird situation with the early morning spawning, so just watch that. If you get a chance to have some fun with rockets, do so. See if you got some spawns up top. Looks like I do actually have a few over here. Get a little damage, check the other side. But again, this is probably not standard for you guys. I always put up 3 videos, so check out my other videos if you want to potentially see one that's got a few more enemies that have spawned. This is just one of those early morning situations where it's just a bit odd. And I never can quite explain why that happens. Don't forget about those grenades, though. They're going to be really beneficial to melt some guys down. Man, they're just being nice with the heavy ammo this morning. Now, you won't get away with a complete clean and sweep of everything without fighting stuff, so come up here, deploy your ghost, and what I usually like to do is drop straight back down. Just run right down here. You're going to have some enemies that spawn in. Quite a few that come in. Hold it down up here. I would not advise trying to do it from the top. You're going to have stuff coming from all over the place, so what I like to do, come down to the bottom, make sure you've got everything pretty squared away, and you can have a relatively safe place to work from, especially as those guys come in. Again, they're going to be headed on out. Get that grenade right on his head. If you can get that toxin on him too, you'll slow him down. Especially those Centurions. Nice to take those out pretty quickly if possible. They're going to be the ones that kind of hurt. And their shields are going to be out there, so use those grenades where you can. Get that melting going. Rockets are still going to work. Don't forget about those. Then, of course, sniper shots are going to be pretty effective too, especially my Devil's Dawn that hits kind of like a truck. Just like that. Usually about 2 shots. Got to drop their shield with one of them first. And again, use those grenades if you can get them over there. Just get something working. But again, if you move him back into an area, just be careful. Try and keep that shield dropped if you can. Always a bit on the tricky side if they keep moving. But if you keep tagging them, at least that shield should go down. Then throw another grenade out there. I keep missing tagging that thing right in front. Bad time to reload. There, finally. That was a little more effort than it was worth. But again, nothing too crazy here. I'll do my next video. I always try and get the full spawn, but I definitely can't help it if they don't want to come. Check and see what's up here. You might have quite a bit up top, depending on who you have spawned in, so just be careful. And then once you know what you've got, I would come around the corner. It's a great time to use your tether, especially on these guys. It's a great time just to kind of melt them down. And then again, keep using the sniper if you can. Should be a good quick way to drop some of these guys down. But again, they are solar damage, but just be careful. You can drop them pretty quick, but it's just kind of a nice way to keep them in check just in case they're being a little pushy. A little stabby stab here. And finish off the last dude in the back. Now this made me another shielded one, of course. That ought to finish him off. Now the door should probably open. Let's wait and see if I got it. Usually the Psions are the last piece, but normally there's a few more guys up there to deal with, so keep it going. Those of you out in Twitch chat right now, thank you for tuning in. I know it's crack of dawn early, but appreciate the support. Always feel free to catch me on Tuesday. It's when I get a lot of my Destiny in, guys. So catch me on Twitch, twitch.com/Ebontis. I'll be out here just usually doing my Nightfalls, the weekly resets, goofing around with some strikes, some Crucible, who knows. But Tuesday's usually a good day to catch me. And let's check the next section. Looks like I've got some Vex. Looks like I've also got some Cabal. Keep using those grenades. They're going to be wonderfully effective. And just keep checking around. Now the Minotaurs, if those are regular Void, you're going to want to drop those things in a big hurry. They are regular Void. Yep, they are. So you want to watch out for those. Drop them and drop them fast. If they aren't going to kill you in one shot, I'm not sure what will. So be careful. Got a little bad run there. If he chases me around the corner, pop him with a sniper and do it quick, because he's going to be your fastest way to die. So be careful in Minotaurs. Let me say that again. Minotaurs. Anytime you got those guys, their little blast shots just hurt so much more than they should. So just be careful. Cabal, I'll deal with them all day. It's solar. It's not that big of a deal. Void, on the other hand, Vex, it's lethal. Tether to save your butt if you need to knock one of those guys down. See, I'll come up here and like duke it out with this guy. Probably shouldn't have gotten that quite that close, but I still would rather duke it out with that guy than most of the other ones you're going to deal with. Nice grenade toss, little meltage. One. We got two. And one more to come. Check over here on the right. And we'll get to the next section and keep going around. Pretty smooth run so far, nothing too major. Kind of what I figured. Void on this one is not terrible. You just never quite know what role you're going to get. Once you cross this border, you're going to have some enemies spawn in. If you're not in Taken, you're not likely to have a bunch of Taken. But if you do get Cabal, they're going to be coming out of either side. But you kind of have to kick it off first. Usually you have two sets. One when you walk up here, potentially, and then also one once you deploy the Ghost. So kick the Ghost off, and then wait and see which spawn you get. Shouldn't be Taken just because I haven't had much of that this morning. I did get the Cabal. Check your radar so if you can see where they're coming to. It's a good time to go ahead and watch that Colossus. Hopefully not wreck you too bad. But he is still going to be a pain in your butt. Sniper rifle is going to be your most effective that you can use. Nice 1,000 points there. Once one side is down, you are probably going to have another set phase coming in. Usually in the back and the middle. So watch for those. Nope, I got Minotaurs. Quick death on the Minotaurs is very important. Crap, where did he go? You want him dead quick. There. After that, I can manage the rest. I mean, come on, even give me a tether. I can probably hit the wall over here. Deal with them. You know, deal with the shields, unfortunately. It's not match game, but it still just takes some damage to get through them. Not too terrible. You're probably going to have more enemies than this, so again, check out another video of mine if you're looking for maybe a full run, or just to see how to deal with more of the enemies. You're going to have a few random Psions coming out. That grenade's going to work really well, so that was nice. And then check out behind you, you might have a few more. Now if you can get that Toxin, of course, that's always a nice way to slow them down. Wait for your grenade to come in. And if you really want to finish them off in style. For some reason, Psions just always seem to hurt. More than they should. Ow. That is my Hunter's recovery is not up, so I'm just doing this at low health. Where are you at? That should at least work him down a little bit till he moves away. Just sit there and die. That's fine. I'll let you do it. Come on. Nope. Where to go? Where to go? Man, he is persistent this morning. It is Berserk, so they are going to be a little aggressive. Don't forget about that. One dude taking me longer than most guys on this entire map so far, and it's just one little Psion booger. Dude, where did you go? Finish him off that way if you really don't want to waste any more time. Move it on. Once those guys are down, then you should be good. And again, if you may have more guys, just use your rockets, use your grenades. Save yourself some time. 17 minutes on this last section. Now, if you're going sword method, you can burn through a lot of this pretty quickly. But if you're not, just remember, you're going to be dealing with a decent amount of enemies. So you're going to get some points here. But you're also going to be dealing with quite a few enemies. So just keep it in mind. We'll also watch your radar. You're going to have some enemies come from your right. So just be careful. You're going to have some legionnaires, a couple centurions, things like that. But as they jump around, just remember they are jumpy McJumpersons over here. So watch the shield. Hopefully they jump into your grenades, possibly. Watch behind you. Looks like I've got a few over here as well. That's cute. Use those grenades. Watch the radar. Some guys are going to be charging up, especially the phalanx. Definitely a bit of a problem. So what you want to do is try and find the phalanx. Get past his shield if you can. Toss another grenade over here. If you can get that one. Hopefully I can melt a few of these guys down. Just for safekeeping here, I'm going to drop a tether. Try and vaporize as many of these dudes as I can. It's a nice thing about tether. Use that. Keep yourself safe. Bronze at 21,000. So score is going to be a little lower this morning. Then once you are ready, kick it off. Deploy that ghost to the console and you'll kick everybody in. Good morning out there, viewers. Just running the solo Nightfall here. As soon as you kick that off, you're going to have some enemies come out here behind you. Also some coming from this side. So watch first. Unless you're going with the sword method, just stay up here. It's safer. You can potentially pop a few of them, but the first wave of enemies are going to come up behind you pretty quickly. So those Flayers are going to come out. And then also the enemies are going to come out. So you're going to have some guys coming out of the back. So you can get a grenade over there. Keep them at bay for just a minute. Pick off a couple of these guys. And then turn around and make sure you got this upper deck cleared. Now once you got this first little wave of enemies spawned, you can find a few enemies down below. Once you shoot a couple, then you're likely to have the next section come on through. So you can get a good long grenade toss out there, see if you can get any damage potentially on those phalanx. It's always nice to lower them down. And then again, watch your radar. Right here, once you do a little bit of damage, you're going to have some more guys coming through. So again, a nice thing that you can use is one grenade to take out some basic enemies. And then also, told you, right here, got some more enemies coming back out. So don't forget about those. It's that little second wave of enemy spawns. Not too bad. It's usually 2 or 3. Yep, 3. Nothing major. And then also watch behind you. Those grenades are going to be helpful in here. Saving your hiney. A little close. Got that hunter recovery working against me there. But a tether is going to be a nice way to work the Psions down effectively. So keep that in mind. You want to take out most of the enemies first. The Centurions tend to be big weenies, but if you want to take out some other people in there, you can try and do that. Now again, the tether I'm talking about, you can get him tethered right here, get a little void burn damage on him, and just keep that damage going if you can keep him tethered. Now if you can get all that going, then get some nice sniper shots, get him staggered. Should be able to finish one of these guys off fairly quickly. As you guys can see, his health almost down. Almost got him all the way. Get a grenade down the back side of that. See if you can continue that damage stick going. Oh, come on. How did that not tag him? Oh, he's pissed. Try and keep that shield down if you get him this low. Maybe toss a grenade out there behind him. Keep him low. Once you get that shield down, you really want to be aggressive. Now, once one of the Psions go down, you want to go ahead and make sure you're aware because the Psions, for one, are going to switch positions. Two, you're also going to have more enemies coming in. So, just watch out. You're not done. You can hear the music change. That means another ship is going to be coming. So if you're out in the middle, keep that one in mind as well. Now, normal Psions will be around. Of course, they've got their void shields, but they're really not too bad. Decent scouts should take care of some of them. You're also going to have more enemies spawn in. You do not want to do what I just did and fall down. That's terrible, terrifying, not good. Got a little bit of ammo, which is fine, but I would not do that if I could help it. So watch those guys. Chunk a grenade way out in the middle. You can work a few of those guys down if you can get a good throw. Throw. Now you're going to have some more Centurions that come in, so watch for those. You don't have the Colossus quite yet, but you're going to have some enemies down below. So if you've got those, enjoy tossing the grenades. You're going to have a few Psions out in the middle. These should just be the normal ones. The other two should be hidden a little farther back at this point. Now, enjoy your grenade tosses. Again, if you need some recovery, you can usually retreat back here, grab some ammo, see what's around. And if you really need to flip things around, just switch to the other side, and most of the enemies will not be looking at you. So things like the Centurions will be facing the other way, potentially have a good chance at one of the Psions. So if you can get a couple good shots on a Centurion, even with a Void Shield and the wrong type of damage, you'll drop him down. So, works pretty well. Keep floating back and forth. Sometimes these guys will press up, so again, be careful if you're up here just on the upper deck and you're not watching too many of these enemies. Just be careful about it. If I gotta melt them down that way, I'll do it. It's fine. Again, Berserk, they're just going to be aggressive, so they may push up to this upper deck just a little sooner than they normally would. They're going to be a little more impatient with you, basically, is the best way I can put it. Check out the center, though. See if you got the Phalanx down. If you can take him down, that's always nice. Just one more stupid guy to worry about, one or less. Use those grenades as well. They're always going to be nice and effective. Even combine that one with maybe the Toxin Grenade. Really slow them down. But again, you got 28,000 points here. I got 11 minutes left. I'm doing alright. One of them's already down. Now, you could melt these guys insanely quick, I promise you, with the Catapult's going to be nice. Watch out behind. I've got him. See if you can use that Toxin. And again, he's going to have a lot of health, so just be careful about that. Now, if he's working his way back down, should go down pretty quickly. And let's see where the enemies are at. I'm going to run out here, pick up some ammo. Looks like I've probably just got a normal Psion here. So I'm just going to use that grenade to melt him down real fast. Shouldn't take too long. Now what you want to do, again, you want to try and find one of them, get them consolidated. Be a nice thing for tether, but also I would love to have my... Love to have my tether up. Watch out behind you in case you got a few stragglers coming. Apparently I pissed off half the world and got a little respawn there. Now, for no reason, I have another ship coming in. Didn't quite do too much. Watch for him coming around the wall. He's back there. I know he is. So keep using that sniper. 10 minutes left. Not too shabby, but yeah, some of these guys are going to be jumping up, being a little more in your face. Use those grenades. Try and get those Psions. There's usually one hanging around that corner. Try and get the Centurions if you can. Hey, what do you know? Finished one off barely with a perfect clip. Another Centurion coming down in the middle. Got a couple of those guys. Why does it... Oh, he's below me. That's where he's at. Maybe if I can get this Centurion down, then I'll focus on the rest. Just die. Nice thing about a Void Sniper is going to take these guys down pretty efficiently. Now, if you want to put a little damage on one of the bosses, you can try and get a grenade toss back there, see what you can do to work on him. Phalanx, of course, won't drop his shield, so just keep pumping that damage into him. Silver already at 32. Moving along. Grabbing a little bit of ammo. Getting a little aggressive here. But one of these guys is going to be right around this corner. And if you can get that damage going, get that. Then maybe a tether as well. And then just start pumping some damage around this corner. Now, for some reason, he did get a little warpage going there. But watch that one and keep that going. Now, if you get low on health, they get a little aggressive on that push since they are in Berserk. Just watch that piece. But if you can find him, see if you can get a little tag on him. Shield is pretty low, so we're working him. Come back down, press up. Again, throw those... terrible throw on the grenade. If you can drop the Phalanx, that's always a good thing to do as well. Centurion should drop. Yeah, his shield's down. Now, again, what I'm really trying to get is just a grenade right around this corner here to burn him out, get him to pop out. Trying to get him to sit there. If he's going to sit there, he can sit there and take the damage. That's fine with me. Keep using that toxin grenade, and then try and finish him off with a nice sniper pop. But he is almost down. He is down. Time to retreat again, just because that next ship is coming in. You don't want to get popped too bad. Last dude, depending on where you're at, he is either going to be sitting out in the middle, which you can get some sniper shots on him if he just sits open, which is always nice. Sometimes he will do this right here. Just sit out in the open. If you get him to do this, you can keep popping him. He'll kind of pop back and forth, and you can finish him off. Now, the ship will probably come in at some point, so you got to be a little careful. But if you can keep popping that damage into him, you can finish the strike off and not have to worry about nearly as much. It's this weird thing with the AI where it just tends to glitch him a little bit. And just keep popping him. It's a great time to have a scout rifle. I'm out of different types of ammo. I'm going to have a Colossus up as well. So keep using this wall. Try and find the boss. If he's still out there, keep trying to put some damage. But once the Colossus get a little too aggressive, might be a good time to pop something like a synth. Now it's kind of a toss-up between a heavy and a special ammo versus, unfortunately, yeah, 3 of coin's not going to be a major benefit. Forgot about that. But if you can get one grenade on that Colossus out there, might be a good way to get him working down. Piss him off just a little bit. Watch the rockets. Use the walls for your benefit. It's going to help you out. Survivability. Yeah, take at least one of those Colossus down. They're going to be a royal pain in your rear end. Promise you. And those rockets are just a little terrifying. Take out the Psions down below. They go down pretty quickly with some grenades. Yeah, if you can get that nice little grenade down there, keep using it. So you can see the normal Psions, even with the Void Shields, are not too terrible. They're just more on the annoying side. Colossus rockets, on their hand, they sting a little bit. Now, I probably could finish this thing up a little quicker if I could just find the boss, this guy here. Try and tag him. If you can get him tethered, which you might be able to do. I don't know how the Colossus isn't tethered, but that's cool. Land that one on his head. Alright, Colossus is down. This guy, just leave me alone. And then what you want to do is just try and find the boss. If he's sitting out there in front, that's fine. Again, just try and find that boss if you can. Get that last guy tracked. Should be a pretty straightforward run. If I'm a little slow on this one, looks like I may have another ship coming in, which sucks. Which means I've got that elite phalanx, so if you can get behind him, try and come from a different angle. That ship is still going to be shooting you, so just be careful. But if you can find the Psion flare, and again, just be careful as those guys charge in. Now, points-wise, it seems, as the points are going so far, that you're not going to need a huge number of points to finish this one off. But you can always keep flipping the sides here. But sometimes you can get him to sit out in the middle and not go hide behind a wall there, and the phalanx isn't just totally messing you up. Keep trying to pick him off if you can. Whoo, man, I'm close to dead. Getting what I would call a little on the aggressive side, but keep working what you can. God, those rockets. They're just a lot of rockets. Yeah, good old Hunter taking their sweet time to get their health back. This dude is down. Use that grenade, melt him real fast. These guys go down pretty quickly. Again, if you got a duck, that'll help you stay alive from the other side of the level. Now, one thing about going for points versus trying to go for speed. The thing about going for speed is if I could go for the speed, I would be going just to do it anyway. And here's one of those things, again, if you can get that grenade on him, get him to move around a little bit, or if you can get a shot on him without actually having to, you know, deal with the Colossus, it could be a nice thing too. There's no special ammo right now, which really sucks. These walls are in your benefit there, just from the angle they're shooting from. They can't get quite the same angle, and we're almost done here. Also, almost out of time, too, which is not great. Want to get a grenade toss if I can get both, or all three, possibly. Try and get a tether on him if I can do it. Not quite sure how he's not getting tethered, but that's just not cool. Now, if he is out in the middle, just keep pumping that damage into him. Don't worry about anybody else. Just keep firing on that boss. This is where the shield would come into play. If I had a few guys left, I might charge out there. Especially even with a Titan, I could pop one more bubble. And that's a wrap, guys. That will finish everything off. Make sure you equip your highest stuff. Sunrise Bounty with 44,000 points, guys. Not that hard to get it this week. Looks like I got a skeleton key. Now go ahead and equip my highest stuff here. Get my $3.99 for the drops, and go ahead and check your ammo. Got 9 seconds left. It's a Psion Flare on the Hunter. Yeah, we'll see if I get one. Why not? I have so many class items, though, I'm actually not that worried about missing that one. More for looks than anything. But let's see what we get for the Nightfall here. Team score 44,000, and I still got gold. I got a ghost. Woo! Actually, not a terrible roll, honestly, but, you know. A ghost. But at least it's 400, so thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, can't really take advantage of the icebreaker yet, but that is the Void Nightfall. I might wait a little bit to get the next one up for you guys, just so I potentially either get a different roll of enemies to fight, or also maybe just more enemies spawning in, which potentially doesn't seem to always happen early on. So thank you for tuning in. Drop a like below if you did enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions about the video. Other than that, subscribe to my channel, hit that little alert bell, and it will let you know when new videos are coming out, and I will keep the content coming your way. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy the morning, and I will talk to you soon.